Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. I suggest we take a look at the daily chart first and then we can take a look at the short term. Daily chart, really no change at all, but it's useful to know about the roadmap here for Ethereum. It's basically a very, let's say direct bullish structure in which we had a 1-2 setup initially here. Wave 2 bottomed in November 22, another 1-2 and another 1-2, and we're basically now in the midst of a third wave rally. That's the expectation. Could take us into the mid $4,000 region. Then we should get a wave 4 and a 5 in a larger third wave, another 4-5, another 4-5. So it's a very aggressively bullish structure that has a little bit more to catch up than Bitcoin, for example. Or it has to catch up on Bitcoin. We're still quite far away from the all-time high, which is at around $4,900, $5,000. Bull market projection currently pointing towards 8 to 12K. 18K cannot be ruled out, but only in a very optimistic environment. I feel 8 to 12K is much more realistic perspective. Please be aware that the next structural resistance is 4,580. I made you aware about that level and the market got rejected anyway. Okay, so we tried to touch it. I think it didn't quite get there, but it sees some rejection just below the previous high. Also, I made you aware that the next Fibonacci level on the daily is 3,416 and currently we're consolidating below that. So they are the next levels to break. Looking at the shorter time frame, you see here this aggressive bullish structure, but on the 1 hour chart, how it's looking like in detail. What we need to recognize is that direct upside is only really possible as long as we're holding the relevant support levels. So at the moment, the interpretation is that we saw here this 1-2 setup. On the daily time frame, it's this tiny 1-2 setup here from end of February here. Yeah. And we're basically now here in this move up, which is looking at the shorter time frame, just sort of here the wave 1. Yesterday in the last video, we established that the price formed possibly 5 waves up. Now, you can never rule out an extension in wave 5, okay? So we have a first indication, I think, that a wave 2 pullback has started. But such a wave 5, as long as we don't break below the last low, can of course extend. And it could do that in an ending diagonal. Sometimes these wave 5s, they form ascending wedges. So it's just something to be aware of, and that could be a wave 5 extension in an ending diagonal. I mentioned to you yesterday that really this wave 1, so wave 5 in 1 here, should top before breaking above 3,741. Now that's not, let's say, a prediction. It just means that if we get above 3,741, it indicates that probably this wave 2 already bottomed. Because there are certain levels, certain markers on the chart. Such a wave 1 of a larger third wave here, of this third wave, should not move above the 78.6 extension. It would it would be too long. Okay, it would be too long. And therefore I have to think about a different microstructure if we see that level break. Until then, I see the move up as wave 1 of 3. And it's possible that wave 5 of 1 already topped, but I want to keep the door open for further extensions until we see a dip below the last swing low, which is here at 3,225. If we see a dip into the yellow support zone, it's likely wave 2. And if we see a dip into the support zone, it should really hold $3,000. Any break below $3,000 would require a reinterpretation of the chart. And we might have to think about, okay, maybe a larger degree wave 2 is unfolding, but that is not, that means this entire move up would be a wave 1. So that means on the daily chart, it would be that this wave 1 needs to shift here, then we get a larger wave 2 pullback, but then it would be too long to be reliable, okay? It actually reached a 100% extension level. Now, what does that mean? Well, that means we're probably dealing with some kind of an ABC structure. So please be aware of that. The 100% extension level is always a very common target for an ABC. So if this is an ABC, oh dear, the entire chart will turn to something much more messy, okay? I would need to think even about how we structure this. The thing is then that if this is an ABC, it would be part of a diagonal, and then this entire move might be corrected and this support area down here might be relevant again, and it would just be difficult. But that would only come into focus if on the smaller time frame chart, we see a break below $3,000. Let me just double check something. Yeah, $3,000 is for me the limit for this smaller degree wave 2. A break below that would indicate something different is going on. We would need to look at those options seriously. That's my update about Ethereum. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.